we go. So I thought that I would do a series. Like, this is broken down into 8 weeks. One of the things I get asked a lot is, where do I start? What do I do? How do I even know what to do? So I thought I'd kick off this 8-week series with talking about setting the path for goal-crushing results. So that means how your renovation is going to unfold. Let's layer this down, let's layer this out and attack it step by step. So number one, if you're getting started on a renovation project, particularly if you want to flip for profit, the number one thing you have to do is market research. So you really need to conduct thorough due diligence on a property and an area. And you also have to work out exactly what you're going to do with that property before you buy it. Not buy a property and because it's a bit ugly and it needs work and hope that there's profit in it. Yesterday, I was working with a student. She's really knowledgeable, and even she was tempted to buy something that was never going to end up in profit because she was emotionally attached to an area and she found some great properties with visual potential. But just because they have visual potential doesn't mean the outcome is going to be great. So you have to be able to run those numbers. If you don't know how to run those numbers, we need to be working together. You need to know how to do these things before you even go and purchase a property. It's why many people only do one, is they go and do something silly and they get tired and they don't get the result that they want to. And so they go, okay, renovating's not for me. It's not actually the renovating, it's the fact that they've wasted their time on the wrong project. So number one, market research to really reach your goals and to set your goal path for the results that you want. Number two is you have to assess your borrowing capacity, or at least work out whether you're going to go into a renovation venture with another party or you're going to go and do it on your own, perhaps you and a partner, but you need to work out how much money you've got to play with. That's going to help determine whereabouts you start to do your market research as well. So you need to work out what your borrowing capacity is. Don't guess it, guys. The banks are weird. They are. Banks are buggers. And so don't guess what you think you might be able to borrow. You may or may be right off. So go and start to get organised with your finance. Again, if you don't have the right team behind you, you're going to get lackluster results and lackluster finance, and it's not going to allow you to go and do fabulous projects. The bigger the project and the better the project and the more selective you are with where you start your renovating journey, the better your outcome and therefore the more profit you make. So number three is assess your own enthusiasm for DIY. DIY doesn't save money if you're slow and if you're no good at it and if you hate it. So think about how much DIY you'd like to do and what part of the project. Number four is work out the type of renovation you're going to do, like your renovation strategy. Again, if you don't know what you're talking about or how to assess this, contact us and start working with us inside Renovation Mastery. The type of renovation strategy is based on the timing in the market and also assessing each property for its values, its good points and its bad, and its level of difficulty. And also what you want to take on, what you're prepared to take on, what your own expertise will allow you to take on. The next point is to understand your own risk tolerance. Understand the risk tolerance of your partner. I love playing big, but that's me. I'm a dreamer and a doer, but some people are not. And if that is frightening for you, if doing a big renovation or borrowing a lot of money or doing a higher priced property is a worry for you, then don't do that. Start smaller. So assess your own risk. And the most important thing, even though I've popped it last, is to work out exactly what you want to achieve. Like, what is the purpose of doing this renovation? Is it to get a chunk of funds so that you can perhaps pay your mortgage down sooner or get a deposit for a home, your own home? Or is it just to help with the bills and the cost of living today? Is it to get a chunk of money? Are you renovating to increase the rental income on a property you intend to buy and hold? Is this property going to be part of your investment portfolio? So understand what the purpose of the renovation is for you in your circumstances before you start. So like go through that list, guys, right through from 1 to what you want to achieve, and work out, set really clear goals and work out what you want it to be for you in your circumstances. Just get really clear and get clear with a partner. You need to have open discussions with a partner if this is something you haven't spoken about before. The number one mistake is assuming that you're going to buy a property that's ugly, you're going to make visual improvements to that property, and all of a sudden it's going to value up. I do not want you to assume that, because it's not always true, guys. So don't fall into that trap. So yeah, these are things that people miss, and yet really they're the most important things. And if you don't have any clear answers, then feel free to book a call with me. I'm always happy to spend time with people on the phone, while you map out your own path, but I'm happy to help you with that. Guys, there is a renovation bootcamp coming up in November for all of my members, my beautiful paid members of Renovation Mastery, 3 epic days. We're covering all of the practical stuff about renovation, but we're also covering the numbers and the research, because it's really important, and it's probably one of the most important parts of what we actually do when we're serious property investors like we all are. So you're welcome to join me there, but you need to reach out to me or the team to find out how you can do that. You can do that just by sending me a private message. Thanks for joining me. You can ask questions if you like in the comments and I'll answer them. And I'll see you next week for part 2 of the timeline of renovating from start to finish. Bye, guys.